Hey drummers, what's up? Derrick here. Been under the weather lately, but here we are, another video. Just gonna do a couple stick tricks for you. Nothing crazy, nothing revolutionary, but some stuff that you can have some fun with and play around with on your own. I was inspired to do this video actually by the very recent video posted by Tim Watterson on the finger taps, which he did an excellent demonstration of and a very good explanation of it. And check out the video that he put on there to get what it is. It's just the fingers tapping the left hand. And one thing that I'd like to add, and I hope he'll agree with me on this, is a very important aspect of the balance point. It's crucial that you maintain the balance point on the stick while you're doing these taps. Otherwise the stick will work against you. You're going to have too much weight in the back, or you're going to have too much weight in the front, and it's just going to cause the stick to bleh. So, but if you have a nice balance point, then you can concentrate on consistency and getting a nice even stream of notes. And what it inspired me was a trick that we used to do in marching drum lines all the time. And you can see Steve Smith do it on his DVD and in a couple of the modern drummer festivals and things like that. And it's based on the finger tap, but instead of using the fingers on the same hand, he just taps from the other hand. Very, very simple actually. Just with the left hand, you want to get a nice balance point. Find where the stick is balancing the most. Again, if it's way up here, not going to work, and if it's way up here, so you want to find a nice balance point. And then from here, once you have that balance point, you simply are going to use your other hand to add more rebound, to kind of keep the stick in motion. There's no pressure on the fulcrum at all. You can go hard as long as the balance point is in place. That's really the only requirement here. You can go nice and quick, or you can go big and slow, whatever you feel like doing. And once you become nice and comfortable with this, you can get it to different speeds consistently, and your balance point is in place. You can start moving it as such. And as long as that balance point remains in place, it doesn't really matter where you move it to. Let's see if I can do this one. And so forth. I've seen guys put it in their lip and just do all kinds of stupid stuff with it, but you can do whatever you want. But it's kind of fun to mess around with, and for non-trad players, for matched, one of the versions of moving it around actually goes to matched. So from trad, what I do is I'm going to position it between my fingers here, and then I'm going to catch it with my forefinger and my thumb. It's going to look like this. So I have it here. Now watch me grab it and turn it around. And now I'm in the matched position. And from here, if I want to go back, or if I'm in matched position, I can do everything that I was doing before. I can go quick, big, as long as that balance point is in place. And from here, all I got to do is kind of put it in the middle and turn it around and get my grip back. Again, this is a nice trick to just play around with and have some fun with. Really doesn't have any musical significance whatsoever, but whatever. And the next one that I'm going to talk about is one that I did quickly on the drum set in my other video that I got some emails about, and that is the do it. And so forth. I learned this 10-15 years ago when I was in the marching drum lines. The instructor would be over talking to the tenor players, and us snare drummers were left to fend for ourselves and we were bored, so we just kind of thought of the weirdest stick tricks we can come up with, or crazy rudiments. You know how marching percussionists are. And that's where we started playing around with that one. And we started playing around with this juggle. Because we were doing, you know, stick flips and twirls, but we wanted to really do something kind of different. So we started playing around with the idea of moving it to different hands. As if you were juggling a ball, you know, set a series of balls. That didn't sound good. But you're going back and forth, hand to hand, instead of just, which is kind of simple. So I'm going to try and break this down as much as I can. First move that I do, I start in the matched position with this. It always starts in matched. It's for some reason it's just easier, trust me. And with the left hand, what we're going to do is we're going to toss the stick inward. Okay, the butt of the stick is going to come inward like this. You don't want to toss it outward like that. And what you can do is just do it one stick at a time. And we're going to toss it inward, just a half a turn, catch it with the right hand, butt facing out. Okay, so real slowly, it looks like this. Okay, so toss it inward, catch it with the butt facing out. Okay, now while that is happening, the right hand simply passes the stick from right to left, and just, that's all there is to it. Okay, so get both hands comfortable with the motion, and then try and put them together. It looks like this. Okay, see how they go at the same time? And you should end up with both sticks butt facing out. Okay? Just like that. Now from here, what I do is I flip forward and flip to trad. Okay, this way I'm back to my trad grip. So if we start from matched, it looks like this. Okay, so there's two moves right there. The next one is the right hand tossing to the left. And what we're going to do is just a very traditional stick flip, just like that, but we're going to toss it from right to left, like that. Okay? And while this is happening, the other stick passes. Okay? Just like that. So this one looks like this. Okay? Like that. Now we're back to matched. Now that could be the end of it, and we can turn that into a cyclical pattern. And just doing those two flips over and over again. And that could be the end of it. But there's a third one we could do from trad position, and that tosses the trad stick upward like this. Okay, think of how we've been talking a lot about the stick coming back when it hits the head. Think of that motion, but imagine if the stick were allowed to keep going, boing, upward like that. And again, it's going to go to the other hand. Okay, like so. Yeah, just like that. Okay. And again, while this is happening, okay, stick passes right to left. Right back to trad. So you could do this one over and over again. And so forth. Or we can do a combination of all three, starting from matched. You can come up with your own combinations, or even come up with your own flips, whatever you want to do. And then, the last thing you want to do is actually incorporate it into your playing. What we're going to do is, right before we toss, is hit. Boom. Okay? So the right hits just before it passes to the left. Boom. Okay? So think of hit, pass. Just like that. Okay, as soon as I hit that pad, I pass. Okay, and that's pretty much the way it goes for the rest of the tosses too. And every time I toss or do a twirl to bring it into a different position, I'm hitting the pad again. You can see that on every toss, as soon as I hit the pad, get it out of the hand, pass it. Pass. 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 And so forth. So when you put it all together, it can look like this. And so forth. Again, come up with your own combinations, whatever you want. What I did over on the drum set, all I did was I took as an 8th note pattern 1 and 2 and 3, and I turned it into a 16th note triplet with 2 feet in between. So triplet, 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 like such. And then I just did the juggle with my hands. Such. That's another fun one you can do. Again, neither of these, either the tap or the juggle, really have any musical significance. One of my favorite quotes of all time is one that we've all heard is Joe Morello talking about twirls when he says it doesn't record well, and totally true. So, but these are some things you can play around with. I mean, we're drummers, we're allowed to be goofballs every now and again, right? So take these tricks, play around with them, and one piece of advice I'll give you is with the juggle. When you're slowly learning these hand motions and the tosses and the passes and getting them together at the same time, I recommend doing it sitting down on a carpeted floor. Okay, that way, what's going to happen? You're going to drop your sticks a lot. Okay. Everybody I know who learned this trick does. It's just one of your hands have to learn these motions until it becomes second nature. So at first, don't get discouraged when you're constantly okay? But if you're doing it on a nice, sitting down on a carpeted floor, when you drop your stick, you just get that instead of, I rest my case. So again, with this one, balance point. Again, check out Tim Watterson's excellent video on the finger tapping. That's a homework assignment for you right there. And then start tapping with the other hand. And again, once that balance point's in place, start moving it. Start moving it. And so forth. And with the juggle. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this one. We'll come out with a more serious video sometime in the near future, and we'll see you guys next time. Alright, this is Derrick. See you later.